Welcome class. Let us start our discussion on a new topic, logistics information system. Generally, the logistics information and transportation and the inventory, if you put all together, we get a network of different logistics functions. When you look into the logistics, it is viewed as a competency that links the enterprise with its customer and the suppliers. The information from to and fro or from and about customers flow through the entire enterprise in the form of various reports. It may be sales activity, forecast, or order, whatever it is. So the total flow of entire manufacturing to customer connectivity is viewed in terms of two interrelated efforts. One is inventory flow, another one is information flow. So information flow, it is one of the key element of logistics operation. And the Council of Logistics Management has put forth a kind of model which provides every logistics operations need to be integrated with the basic information system. So what could be the reasons? Take a paper and write down why we need this kind of information system support for conducting an efficient logistic operations. I may be giving you some time to write down all the points. Okay, let me start now. Information is necessary to have an added advantage when we deal with the different competitors. Technology keeps the company and customer both updated. And the customer is satisfied as he can easily track his consignment. Company can also track the consignment to have an idea of maximum limit taken for per delivery, how much can go in for. So with this base, I'm just going to introduce you what is a logistic information system. These are the threads. Thread, I'm not saying thread, right? These are the threads that links, the joining point that links the logistics activities into an integrated process. The integration builds on 4 levels of functionality: transaction, management control, decision analysis, and strategic planning systems. The basic level, when you consider, we say it is operational level, the transaction system. Transaction is when a customer is placing an order. So it initiates all kinds of records, individual logistics activities, the order entry, inventory assignment, order selection, shipping, pricing, invoicing, and customer inquiry. For example, a customer order receipt initiates a transaction as the order is estimated or entered into the assigned inventory. So when the customer order is entered, it initiates the second transaction as inventory. The third transaction is generated, the direct material handling to select the order. The fourth one, the movement, the loading, the delivery. So a simple first level order from a customer initiates the entire transactions happening in the organization. The final transaction prints and transmits the invoice for payment. So throughput, the process order status based information, it must be available when a customer desires such information. So the customer order performance cycle is completed through a series of information system transactions. So this transaction system is characterized by a formal rule, interfunctional communication, a large volume of transactions, and on the entire focus is on a day-to-day basis. So far I discussed with you the first level. Now we move on to second level, management control level. It focuses on the performance measurements and reporting, where performance measurement, what I mean here, is necessary to provide the management feedback regarding the service level and resource utilization. So management the information system has to provide us evaluative based, tactical based, intermediate term focused. They're comparing the past performance with the present. All these kind of data information reports should be ready. Third level is our decision level, which focus on the decision application, identifying, evaluating, and comparing the logistic, strategic, and the tactical alternatives. Maybe the vehicle routing and scheduling could be one area, inventory management, facility location analysis, cost benefit analysis of all these are all part of our decision making third level. The decision analysis mainly focusing on evaluating the future tactical alternatives, and mostly this component will provide us a flexible way of allowing whatever the capacity constraint the organization having, irrespective of that, how to uh, comply with the orders received from the customers. Okay. The final level is strategic planning. The focus on information support to develop and refine the logistic strategy. These decisions are often extension of the decision analysis level, that is a previous level. They are very less textured and the focus is almost at the long term. Maybe related with the strategic alliances, mergers and acquisition, or going with the third party outsourcing options, development and refinement of firm capability, market opportunity based on the investment the company has to make it on infrastructure, either information infrastructure or machines or any other infrastructure. How to improve the customer responsiveness. All these are all part of our strategic planning. Welcome class. Today we are going to discuss about the information requirements and the information system related to logistics management. Using information more effectively is a single important means of gaining competitive advantage for business firms today. Leading business firms the world over keep themselves updated on the latest information to look beyond the market logistics in a dynamic environment. So logistics is an information-based process of material movement across the supply chain. So the information is major factor in the enhancement of the logistics component. So the planning the material flow in the supply chain of an enterprise is essentially depend on information flow across the system. So this is what we need to understand, the requirement of information system in the context of our logistics management. Then at each of the places, what are the places, what I mean here, the distribution, the manufacturing and the procurement centers. In each of the places,
The decisions are taken based on the information which is present. So the degree of success of the decision of either the logistic movement or the supply chain movement is largely depends on the information based, the quality of the information, the timeliness, and the form of information, that is the report what we are presenting. As we know, the advancement in information and communication technologies, the speed with which the analysis and the flow has increased tremendously with the help of data analytics tools. As a result, efficiency and effectiveness of logistic operations improve considerably. So what is the use of the performance of logistic operation improvement, which is resulting in increasing the level of customer satisfaction? So the electronic movement of this information helps in reducing the cost of logistics operation due to increased coordination between the various activities across the supply chain. And also, the decision we are taking on a real-time basis, we are not analyzing the past data. The data what we are feeding for taking up own analysis is the present data, as well as past data or historical data is also required. But still, the decision we are considering based on a real-time basis. And as far as possible, the risk element is also reduced. So the logistics information is required for operations planning and operation control, system development, and also for strategic decision-making process. Operational planning, which we focus on the order registration, order processing, procurement actions, storage, order picking, packing, and the transportation. Of course, inventory management, which provides this coordination between the logistics, operations, procurement, and the manufacturing. So the logistic capacity and of course the capability planning and the network design requires allocation and commitment of the various resources. So where we concentrate, we need to look in for the strategic planning. The information needs are quite different from what is required for operational planning. So there are high degree of risk involved in the context of planning operations in a strategic way, but which can be, the risk can be minimized by implementing a proper logistics information system with the help of the recent technology and tools, and ensuring the speed and the reliability in information availability, processing, as well as for the movement of the goods. So how do we design a logistics information system? What are the things are part of the components includes regarding our logistics information system? It is an interacting structure of people, equipment, methods, and controls designed to create our information flow. Generally, we use a management information system, which is designed mainly for general management decision. And the logistics information system, LIS, caters to the specific information requirement or the decision making in the context of logistics management. So what are the common components part of logistics information system? Shall we look into the component one by one? Yes. The information sources, information collection system, storage, the processing, the retrieval, and the report formatting. So this is quite common for all information system. The data what we collected related to the logistics, which will make this is named as a logistics information system. What are the information sources? There are two basic resources in the context of any information system. One is our external customers or the agencies within which the company is having their business relationship. And the second one is, of course, the internal department, the data information which are collected through the internal departments or functional areas of the organization. So logistics, which we talk about, HR is also part of it, marketing is also part of it, finance is also part of it, purchase is also part of it, inventory, stores is also part of it. So these are all commonly available information sources. Then we move on to the second component, information collecting system or collection system. The customer order is the first step what we discussed earlier. The customer order may come in the form of a purchase order through mail or fax or even as an EDI document. So this information may be fed into the system manually if they are dealing it with the entire operations manually. So if a company is using a logistics information system, which will be directly entered into the information system. And the specific customer order may be assigned a specific code to track and trace the order by various internal information users. So from internal sources, the information may be collected and punched manually, fed into the system, that is electronic system or information system. And they are just keeping the data ready at any point. Then the storage, maybe we are using certain basic technology like automatic identification technology like barcoding or radio frequency tags or voice interactive system, could be anything. Storage, of course, information is stored in the main server or maybe in the form of hard disk storage, a centralized computer. So valid data information is stored in the main storage system. Processing with advanced computer technology using chip and instant and accurate processing of voluminous data. This kind of information processing and creating reports, specifically using data analytic tools, R or Python or any other feasible platform, which will make the user to get the data processed for quick decision making. Retrieval, of course, our present advanced computer systems facilitate the instant data retrieval from the user's terminal connected through different networks. Different computers can also share the information and retrieval is possible at any time. Of course, report formatting, appropriate softwares were used or packages were used which were installed to make it possible for retrieval of information at any time. So the information necessary for decision making is required at all the levels of logistics management. I'll just discuss with you in any kind of management system. We look into the 4 important levels which require the logistic information for taking up their major decisions. So I'll show you the content. There are 4 different levels are part of logistics information system. Operating level, that is a basic element. Tactical element, that is a middle layer. Strategic level, that is the middle to top layer. Of course, we do have control level at all the 3 levels. So when you start discussing the first level, operating level, this level starts with the receipt of the order from the customer. That is the basic lowest level in the information structure. The operating level components which need to be coordinated, where what kind of activities are part of this level? Order registration, order processing, procurement, order filling, packaging, and transportation. So to handle the voluminous multiple activities, an information system needed for system efficiency at this operating level. When you're looking for the order registration, this is the entry point for the customer order. So the purchase order may be received in mail or in a printed paper, which could be edited for checking the price, the quantities, the taxes, the levies, the delivery period, and the payment terms and conditions. So deviations are to be brought to the notice of the customer in order to issue any kind of amendments required. The order is acknowledged and confirmed to the customer after the availability of the inventory, and delivery dates will be confirmed related to the customer expectation. So order registration. So in short, if you see what process are part of this first level, registration process, it comprises the scrutiny, finding deviations, and issuing the amendments and acknowledging the order. Order processing. So once the order is registered and considered for the execution, so now the various functions are also, it has to be considered simultaneously. Once after confirming the order, at the time of processing the order, we need to check the inventory part of inventory allocation, creation and follow-up of the order, backlogs, filled the order document generation, verification of order, along with linkage with other distribution center and inventory replenishment. So once the order processing part is over, inventory planning. Based on the forecast of the new orders company has received, the accumulated backlog, the procurement plan should be done. So it covers the forecast analysis and modeling, the hierarchical analysis of inventory, movement, forecast selection, inventory simulation, inventory requirement planning. Everything is done based on the pending backlog, inventory replenishment, scheduling, and how much I should build up in the inventory. So all these part of information is supported by the logistics information system. So once the raw materials are received, it tracks them to the manufacturing schedule for obtaining when the finished product will be ready to fill a new set of order. So these logistics information system plays a vital role in the inventory part of it. The next discussion might be on warehousing and distribution. So the logistics information system, which will focus on warehousing, which covers generally the allocation and assigning the storage space. Where should I keep it? The distribution of inventory to various field distribution centers, material handling plants, inventory replenishment, and inventory control. So these are all some of the focus areas under the warehousing and distribution in the context of logistics information system. The next one, of course, procurement. See, in logistics information system, the procurement is your information system will coordinate the inventory procurement by way of preparing the inventory forecast and coordinating the transportation, organizing and receiving, managing the raw materials, and issuing of material for manufacturing schemes. Wherein most of the time the LIS, that is our logistics information system, which will concentrate on the right lot size, or we put it in another way, a lot size optimization for reducing the transportations and handling charges. Now we move on to the next part of our discussion, the transportation and delivery. It involves three parties, the consignor, the carrier, and the consignee. So the information system effectively coordinates the three parties involved in the logistic process. It helps to plan, execute, and manage the related activities, whatever related to the movement of goods across the supply chain. Decision on the selection of mode of transport for freight optimization purposes, the freight rates and the reliable service, shipping schedules are possible through information integration with the help of our logistics information system. Efficient and effective movement of goods, integration and sharing of information across the consignor, consignee, carrier is taken care by the logistics information system. And in addition, the system will also generate certain documents like orders, invoices, delivery notes, packaging, list, etc. So this LIS is focusing in the context of transportation, focuses mainly on helping in reducing the transportation cost and increasing the planning capability of the logistics department. So far what I discussed with you are the operational level activities which are part of order registration, order processing, inventory planning, warehouse and distribution, and transportation and delivery. So all these are the basic function of any logistics information system. So now shall I take you to the next level, the tactical level. Tactical is what I felt the middle management level, the middle layer. So the tactical level, the information system is required to provide information for taking decisions on the formulation and implementation of logistics strategies. So in the operation level, we could see all the basic operational functions. The tactic level, how far this logistics information system provides you to plan the logistics in a strategic way. This is the way you need to understand the concept. The decision process requires information for bringing effectiveness to the logistics system. What are the various types of decisions involved? The first one, facility planning. It is a crucial decision-making process which involves the kind of financial commitments, because it involves a purchase part of it. What facility the company require for making an optimum logistics operation, for which the company needs to invest money. So this decision is identified as a crucial decision. Okay. So the decision may be for a new facility or for expanding the present facility. So the requirement of warehousing space might be one. Existing warehouse is there, but based on the demand, the number of orders you're receiving from the customers, the company is planning to develop, identifying a new space area for storing or warehousing system, say if that is a case. So the requirement of warehousing space and storage system are based on expected volume of product throughput. For the new facility, the information available at other distribution centers on the existing facility with respect to throughput, this will provide you a guideline. The expansion plan may be initiated only after certain throughput levels are reached at the existing facility. So this LIS on the capacity planning or facility planning would normally be considering the existing facilities with respect to the company's productivity level. So the data on the competition may help in the facility planning exercise. What is the second major activity under our tactical plan? Vehicle routing and scheduling. Transportation is a major cost element in logistics. So vehicle routes are planned to have wider distribution coverage to minimize the per unit transportation cost. So the information system needs to provide the information on a route length, unloading and loading points on the route, time taken for the vehicle to reach the destination, the replenishment frequency at various distribution centers, and the shelf life of the project, whatever the product you are dealing with. So depending on the replenishment frequency, the time you have taken for ordering and replacing the product, right? So the vehicle schedules can be increased or reduced. In complex situations with multiple routes and distribution points, decision model based on linear programming involving the use of computers, specifically the operations research based models, are recommended. The petroleum companies, for example, undertake an elaborate exercise in route planning and vehicle scheduling for product distribution to various petrol pumps across the country, using the linear programming model to reduce the distribution cost, which is nearly 15 to 17% of the product cost. And if you take the daily use products like dairy milk collection points may vary from 300 to 1,000 depending on the size of the cooperatives. So the easy perishability of the milk demands a kind of effective route plan in which the time factor is of prime importance. So of course, in the tactical also we are going to talk about the inventory. The logistics system effectiveness is judged by the trade-off between the level of customer service, what the company is offering, as well as the level of inventory. That means the cost investment in the inventory is being maintained to support it. Maximum inventory turnover ratio within a period is a sign of good inventory management. Okay, So the decisions on inventory requirement, the stock levels across the factory, the distribution center, and the channel members, the route travel time, the vehicle scheduling to meet out the customer demand at the right place at the right time. So supply to customers can be organized frequently in small batch quantities, and it can be replenished internally with proper planning. So decision in inventory is possible with the logistics information system, which is designed for accuracy and speed in information flow. So now we move on to the next decision point, the channel integration. Without close coordination between the channel members' requirements, the logistics program will have higher probability of failures. So each channel member has different inventory requirements in terms of product variety, volumes, frequency of replenishment. So the information system is required to facilitate the planning, the delivery schedules across various channels. Channels, what I mean, the channels of distribution, to maintain a continuous inventory supply. So the integration of channel members with distribution center is possible by properly designed logistics information system. We do have two more activities under our tactical level. The next one is outsourcing. This is an area for tactical decision for which the logistics information system provides information on the current productivity level and operating cost of keeping in logistics operations in the organization. So based on the analysis, the working or existing logistics operations, the company can also decide, should I go for outsourcing of the logistics operation? And this also, in addition, provides you the cost benefit analysis of existing and the proposed third party based, outsourcing based logistics decision. The last one under tactical control is customizing. So customizing of services will involve the introduction of value-added services and resource commitment. So this logistics system needs to help in the evaluation of the decision for the benefit and the cost of customization. So which consumers will need customization, their business volume, whether the returns on these customized service or worth committed resources. So the customizing will give you an answer for all these questions. Which part of the customers are affected if you go with customizing option? Will there be any opportunity loss? All these questions will be answered analytically with the help of a logistics information system. So the tactical level, the discussion what we had now with nearly 4. First one, inventory management, facility planning. We started our discussion with facility planning, inventory management, channel integration, vehicle route planning and scheduling, outsourcing, of course, customizing is also part of it. In the next level, that is our control level. The logistics information system major application is in the area of management control. So based on the operating level data, the LIS, that is our logistics information system, is required to generate reports on the performance of the various logistics operations. So it is required to generate the reports on a regular basis on the operating cost of the logistics system, maybe the cost of warehousing operations, the operating cost of material handling equipment, the wage bill, the freight, and the utility cost. So deviations can be probed and a timely corrective action should also be taken. So what are the various areas where really the cost level, control level components are required under our logistics information system? In the context of asset management, that is the first component. Asset management is an area wherein our logistics information system helps in evaluating a particular asset investment against a return on payback period. The return will be in terms of improved material movement, reduced damages, or higher productivity and lower cost of operations. So this LIS, that is our logistics information system, is designed to create these kind of reports on a regular basis to evaluate the asset performance. The customer service, one of the major objectives of logistics system is an excellent customer service. So the information system today's focus is to help the management to maintain the targeted level of customer service in a competitive market to gain a competitive advantage. Might be what focus the control system on the specific customer service has to be focused. Might be on the order performance cycle, order fill rate, the case fill rate, number of customer complaints received, and the transit and handling damages, which has to be collected on a regular day-to-day basis. So this LIS with operating level data analysis, it feeds the information, the required format, and process and evaluating and providing the ad hoc reports for making corrective actions in the context of servicing their customers. Of course, the next level of control components under the logistics information system are cost control, inventory carrying cost, the freight, the labor cost, the equipment operating cost, and the utility cost. These are all some of the major costs which are considered, which need to be controlled. So this LIS generates cost reports to control the deviations. And of course, the system productivity. The higher productivity results definitely with the lowering operating costs and maximum return on asset. So this logistics information system has to generate report on the productivity level of immovable, of course, movable assets and labor. Might be the examples could be the inventory turnover, number of packages handled per day, the equipment downtime, warehouse productivity, and warehouse occupancy. So these are all some of the examples which will the information system evaluate the productivity of the system. So under our control system, we focus on the asset management, customer service, cost control, and the system productivity. The strategic level decisions is the fourth level, which we are going to have our discussion. It requires information support in order to develop a logistics strategy for gaining, again, a competitive edge over competitors. And these decisions, specifically the strategic level decisions, are infrequent but have a long-term objectives.
The decision-making analysis, it requires analysis of variety of data collected at the operating level to build up different models. Why we need such kind of operating level models, which will help us to make strategic decisions. What are the various areas where we can plan our strategic decisions in the logistics information system? Capability and capacity planning. The vision and mission or even the goals of a business influence the capacity and the capability of planning of our LIS, that is our logistics information system. The logistics objectives should be in line with the objectives of the main business. Say if we are having a business of textile units or apparels, the capability or capacity planning, how much information the organization is going to handle, what kind of logistics required, based on that it has to be oriented, realigned with the objectives of the organization. The capability and capacity planning requires investment decisions. Even creating the information system requires an investment. So this LIS role here is to evaluate the planning decisions in the light of effect on the functional areas like marketing, finance, or even the customer service on a long-term basis. It also helps to analyze and evaluate the probabilities and payoffs, the various available options. And the next decision related to this is alliances and partnership. So the LIS role in the strategic area is to provide the management with a base platform to evaluate the benefits of the alliances in terms of cost reduction and the customer service speed and revenue generation. It helps to work out the return on investment and the payback period. So far we discussed the various levels, specifically the strategic decisions in the area. Now I am taking you to the next topic. Next, we are going to discuss on the desired characteristics of introducing or implementing the logistics information system. The information support needs of an organization for planning and implementing logistics decision depends on the objective. That is what we discussed in the last 5 minutes, right? The quality of management decision in logistics will depend on the quality of information generated by the LIS. So the criticality of the decision will decide on the speed and the accuracy needs of the desired information. However, for reducing the risk involved in decision making, the certain principle needs to be keep in mind. So what are the basic characteristics an LIS must handle? There are nearly 8 characteristics related with accuracy, availability, the timeliness, the flexibility, a format, and the entire system should be very much interactive. So let us see one by one what is the basic characteristics requirements of logistics information system. First one is availability. Yeah, let us start from accuracy even. Increased accuracy reduces uncertainty in decision. Accuracy can be defined as the degree of matching of information generated through the reports to that of a physical counts. For example, ideally, the inventory counted physically should match the one reflected in the LIS report. If there is any deviation, it is necessary to maintain the buffer stock to take care of the deviation. So a high degree of accuracy will always help to minimize the risk element in taking up the common decisions. The next one is availability. Operating level data is frequently required to prepare the reports in different formats for various management levels in the organization. So this information should be readily available. And at the same time, it could be easily retrievable also. For example, in a case of a customer wants to know the status on the order he has placed, or the management wants information on current inventory level to commit to supply a large client of strategic importance, then The LA should be designed to respond to such queries immediately, as these are based on the operating level information. Then the timeliness, the third basic characteristics of timeliness. The addition and subtraction of information should be on the real-time basis. For example, delay on customer order registration on the order processing will give an incorrect picture of orders on the hand. So, procurement action initiated on the basis of incorrect report will create again the material shortages in the future. So, particularly for long delivery parts. So, in another case, material allocation based on our additions or any kind of old reports may create problems in servicing, which is also we need to keep that in our mind. So updating information with the addition or deletion should be taken care of before the periodic reports when it is generated. So a real-time database should always be created. So the cutoff date for updates may be mentioned daily, weekly, bi-daily and weekly on an hourly basis. So depending on that, the report generation should be made. Next one, the flexibility. Flexibility refers to the information requirement in formats needed by the internal users and the external customers of the organization. The internal users may require information in a particular format. The customer placing a very large order for new project which requires a periodic order status report in different formats, like he has to forward the letter to a banker or his own top management, to any other external agencies or even to the government bodies. So the LI should be designed for accepting such kind of flexibility. Next one, the format. In organization, decisions are taken at various levels. The degree of criticality, the frequency, and the impact vary with the authority of level of decision making. Okay, the format which we hear, the management, top management uses the LIS for different purposes. In operational level, at the supervisor, he uses the data for his own different purposes. So obviously, the format in which the information requirement it differs with the authority that is taking the decision. So the LA should be designed to satisfy the information needs, right? Say, for example, at the two management level, maybe if we consider the top management level, a half a page status report on inventory level is sufficient to decide whether should I invest fund in the further inventory or not. When in the case of for materials management, we need a status report on a page basis every day, every hour, something like that. So A class items, B class items, very important items. So it may be run in number of pages. So depending on the requirement, we need to take up this. Then the interactive. It is not possible for human beings to be aware of deviations, specifically when operating level activities or voluminous, number of branches, number of inventory, number of process, or responding to a big customer order, really voluminous. So if the safety or the reorder level of the inventory have dangerously deviated from the norms, then what will happen? So interactive, what we mean here is the system is capable of providing, disseminating information to almost all the people, those who are using the information. So LAS should bring this to the notice of the strategic client should be highlighted. Say exceptional reports, some error-based reports, which will help the managers to focus on the critical areas of deviations in case of risky decision making. So for a larger organization, there is a real need of the logistics information system and expert systems. So we are talking about the logistics information system. It's a very basic level. Even we can add the recent information system technology tools like our artificial intelligence or even a cloud computing based or network client computing network based or even the blockchain, which will help our expert information system based, which will really help the management to look for higher end solutions for the problems what were they facing on a real-time basis. So just I want to conclude what we have seen in the logistics information system so far. Information is a power and it is used as resources in developing a competitive edge in the business. So as logistics and information-based process of material movement, it has a crucial role in supply chain competitiveness. So due to the advancement of technology, the information processing and communication, the speed of information flow has increased totally. So the real-time decision making is possible with the availability of the information at the stroke of a button or the stroke of a click. So the other side, if you look into the part of logistics information system, strangely, with advancement of technology, the cost of installing or implementing is varying inversely with respect to its capability. So this is the advantage of the users, and an organization, they need to invest money on this costly affair. So this is what I'd like to add it to my point of discussion.